It was definitely a bit weird to see the New York Pro as the biggest show of the year so far and it take place in Tampa, but these are the times we live in. My initial thoughts looking at the competitor lists were a bit disconcerting. Many of the classes seemed a bit shallow with less competitors than we are used to seeing. But on the other hand, this presented an enormous opportunity for new competitors to make a name for themselves tonight, and that applied to both the male and female competitors. So what initially seemed like a setback for the sport actually could be a blessing in disguise, and this show turned out to be very exciting all across the board. So to kick things off, I'll begin the video with the wellness results, followed by women's physique, then figure, bikini, and finally bodybuilding. Everyone expected this to be a rematch between Yarishna and Borges, but it's important to remember that a lot of these girls are still in the learning process as to how exactly to dial it in for the judges. And Yarishna might be in that camp as well, as she looked even leaner going in tonight than she did for Pittsburgh 2 weeks ago. Anyone paying close attention could sense that the scales could shift the other way tonight, and that's exactly what happened. Yarishna is your initial New York Pro Wellness Champion. Borges finished second, and coming in third was Devon Martin, who definitely made herself known throughout the division. Borges and Yarishna are shaping up to be a pretty good rivalry that we could see go back and forth over the next few years. There's another wellness contest 2 weeks from now in Milwaukee, so you could see them there, but that's it for the next month and a half. So we'll see if they keep going or start planning for the O. If they keep competing, the IFBB might have to open up qualifications for a few more girls. Nothing too crazy, but I feel they should try to get at least 12 to 15 girls qualified for the O, and there's about 10 contests left, so it's not really urgent right now. Even though there were only 5 women competing in physique tonight, it still managed to be very exciting. Everybody here brought their A game. There were 2 rookies with solid potential making their pro debut here against an established vet making a comeback after being off for nearly 2 years. Sharonica Henton's last contest was the 2019 Arnold, which she nearly won, so for these newbies to unseat her would catapult them into the Olympia discussion. And that's exactly what just happened for Elisa Kiesling, who is now qualified for the Olympia after stepping on an IFBB Pro stage for the first time tonight. Sharonica Henton finished second, and Yuna Kim, the other rookie with a solid showing, wound up in third. Kiesling will definitely be one to watch at the O with the potential to mix things up. Next up was figure, which seemed to be the only contest with just the right amount of competitors in it tonight. And it's pretty safe to say that nobody needed shoes in this lineup. Maria Diaz, who won Pittsburgh by a single point 2 weeks ago, set out to prove that she unquestionably belongs at the O. However, a girl by the name of Sheila Schumacher rose to the occasion, surprising many with the balance and separation from head to toe. But it was Diaz who persevered in the end, proving that she'll be a force to be reckoned with come October. While second place might feel like a disappointment for Schumacher, she absolutely made a name for herself and has many more chances to qualify. Third place went to Latoya Farley. Ashley Kaltwassar came into the bikini event with a tsunami of momentum behind her. She had won 4 straight contests and looked unstoppable. And there was a huge field nipping at her heels seeking a qualification. Bikini is by far the hardest division to keep up with, but one of the things I've come to appreciate about it is that the razor-thin margins, along with the competitive field, allow for anything to happen on any given night. And tonight illustrated that. A girl from Argentina named Romina Basualdo upended Kaltwassar and stamped her ticket to the O. Third place went to Gabrielle Messias, who is also qualified for the O. So yeah, this wasn't an easy way to get there, so keep an eye on Romina come this October. Also, a quick shout out should be made to the former figure Olympian winner Erin Stern, who made her return to an IFBB stage tonight after a 7-year hiatus. As for the big girls, it definitely looked like LaDawn McDay was a heavy favorite going into tonight. As the only 2020 Olympian here, it seemed like this was her show to lose. But there was another girl with only a single pro show under her belt that came to play ball. Lee Denny brought superb conditioning that was enough to propel her to victory. If you want to know why she won this show, the separation you can see here in her lower back says it all. I've said this before, but women stuck on the fence between the open and physique can do very well in bodybuilding as long as they bring forth razor sharp conditioning, as it seems to be the deciding factor at many of these shows. LaDawn McDay ended up in second place with Tamara Maker rounding out your top 3. So that's all I got for this one, guys and gals. What's crazy about tonight's results is that the figure contest seemed the most unusual simply because it was the only contest where the favorite won. The downside now is that there's a lull in big shows until the Puerto Rico Pro happens in the last week of June. There's a few standalone bikini shows and the Milwaukee is going to have wellness, but that's it. So this kind of feels like the halfway point in the season if you factor in all the contests from late last year. In the meantime, I hope to get some general videos out to fill that time span. As for this channel, I want to try and continue to cover all the female divisions as best I can. But it definitely feels that wellness and physique are the most popular, which works out as I feel the most knowledgeable and comfortable with them at the moment. One last thing, if you can, please try and keep the comments respectful towards the athletes. It's pretty safe to say that just about everyone in bodybuilding, both male and female, is or was insecure about their body at one point. And many don't really pick the division they compete in, rather it's whatever their build and structure is most suited for that picks it for them. That's why I'm actually an advocate for not consolidating the divisions just yet, but instead would prefer to wait and see how things pan out. So if you like my video, give me a like. If you have any requests, let me know in the comments. If you know what the notification thing does, click the bell, cause I sure don't. And if you want a quick way to keep up with the women's side of the sport, hit that subscribe button. It wasn't my initial plan, but the contrast in my views showed that there's a much bigger need for the women's coverage, so I don't mind doing it for the time being. So until next time, good luck to everyone, and thanks for watching.